Good morning. Wow. It is Jakey Bakey first on the line. Hey, Zeus, Samir, and Andrew. Oh, I nailed it. There you go. Blaine, welcome everybody. Good morning. Good week. It's Monday. Hope everyone had an amazing weekend. Joseph, I hope you, Courtney, welcome as well. Welcome. Let's get the questions rolling. We got a big day, a big week. We got the dress up rehearsal training for how to pitch perfectly, whether you're trying to get your kids to eat broccoli or you got multi-billion-dollar deals. I'm going to teach you the criteria of how to pitch, warming up for our new show, the 2-minute drill, which will be airing on Bloomberg and airports and hotel rooms and all over the world to millions of people. We are so excited to have the chance to do that. Charlotte, nice to see you, my friend. Team David Meltzer, right there on time. Let's pin this up. If you want to try out for the TV show, you just got to email me at david@dmeltzer.com. If you missed the trainings last week, it's featured on Spotify, it's featured on Entrepreneur, david@dmeltzer.com. You can get my free book or exercises, guides, all for free. david@dmeltzer.com. And if you want to join my text community, it's 949-298-2905. Let's get to some questions. They're rolling in faster than I can see here. How to take myself less seriously. Rule number 6, don't take yourself seriously. You need to trust what surrounds you. Right? When you trust what surrounds you, you don't have to take yourself. All it takes is one touch of favor to change everything. You are not in control. You are accountable, which gives you control, but you are not in control. You hear me? Jakey Bakey, share. Colleen, welcome. Yes, you are not in control. That's how you don't take yourself so seriously. You are accountable, which gives you control. You ask yourself, what did I do to attract this to myself? Trusting what surrounds you. And what can I learn from it? That is how you don't take yourself so seriously. You just do your best in consistent, persistent pursuit of the potential. My favorite question ever right here is Miles excited about how the Chargers played. He is so excited about Herbert and how the Chargers defense played and overall team play, but he was extremely disappointed that kicker kicked basically 3 over 50-yard field goals without missing any, and they had a gut-wrenching loss, and I told him to get used to that one. But I'm very excited as well. So Herbert looked great, and so did the Chargers. Too bad we don't have D. James on there, too. We could really shut things down. Should we be experiencing lessons every day? Life is about lessons, and lessons are going to keep on coming until you learn them. Pain is an indicator that you have a lesson to learn. It's not a stop sign. So yes, the lessons and stories that you can teach people to empower them with the lessons you learned is even the next step beyond that. Gemma loves the New York Giants. Go ahead, put your team in there. Let me see what teams you guys like. I think everybody should have a team to root for. It's always fun. How do I make generational wealth? Family wealth is created by a family bank. So for me, everything's run through a family bank. My kids can borrow against the family bank for houses, businesses, education, whatever it is. Create a family bank. Study Rockefeller. Traditionally, oldest, Colts, Raiders, Niners, got them all running there. Niners got decimated with injuries. That's a bummer. But yes, go ahead, study Galaxy. That's awesome. Cowboys, study Rockefeller. And notice Rockefeller's still one of the richest families in the world because they created a family bank where, like the Vanderbilts, for example, richest man on earth. At one time, the only thing people remember is Vanderbilt University, which was a $2 million donation he gave to Central University, and all his wealth has been dissipated and diluted. Justin, can you explain the importance of your new Get Out and Vote show? Oh, yeah. The McCourt and Meltzer show is to encourage people in a unified way to express their opinion with the mechanisms that we've been granted. And everyone here has the right to vote. We have fought and died together for the right to vote, so let's use it. No matter what you're going to vote for. I don't care if you vote for Mickey Mouse. Don't bother me. But let's get out and let's use and respect what we fought for together. All of us. We fought for the right to vote for different things and allow what we vote to be elected in our lives. Just like as a person, right? If you put and vote for what you do want, that's what get elected into your life. So the more people that go out and vote for what they do want, the more that will be elected into our lives. So get out and vote. And the intention is to educate people in a unified way to go out and express themselves with the mechanisms that we've been granted that our forefathers have sacrificed so much for and we're losing sight of. That was the idea with Dave McCourt, the famous Dave McCourt. Go ahead, Google him. McCourt and Meltzer Get Out and Vote show will be Tuesday at 3 p.m. Honored to be asked to do that, by the way. What does source mean to you? Source to me is the great light, love, lessons, the source of all, infinity and limitless. Source is what I live connected to at all times. Other people can define it how they want. God, Jesus, Muhammad, Joseph Smith, Buddha. Once again, unifying everything. Dogmatic religion is a powerful thing if you don't allow it to separate us. Let's not separate over issues. Let's unite over issues and have discussions and learn what lessons. You got it. All right. Can you explain your formula for luck? Formula for luck. Yes. Attention plus intention equals coincidence. Attention plus intention equals coincidence. Let me see here. Is this really Moise? Is he really here? Ultra entrepreneur. You guys want a lesson in entrepreneurship? I have an incredible entrepreneur. There you go. Oh, is that some great
David,
beard?
how are you?
I like the beard.
Thank you. Hard to like trim it with COVID going on, so I've just sort of let it grow a little bit.
That's okay. I'm at my beach house and I had to shave this morning and realized I only had the blade. So I gave it one of
Yeah, I know. I've done that many, many times. How are things with you?
the awesome Sasha's happy 70th birthday. I love the comments. Well, tell me, you had a big exit and with Native, and I'd love to know, a lot of people don't see beyond an end. They attach their emotions to an exit or an outcome, and then they find a void, a shortage, and sadness. And you, from the day that I met you, weren't that guy. And that really intrigued me, how you're able to really enjoy the consistent, everyday, persistent, without quit pursuit of your own potential. So what is that potential, and how have you been able to go past and stay motivated and inspired beyond a huge exit?
Yeah, great question. I think it's honestly surrounding myself with the right people, with family that really care about you, with other entrepreneurs that I've sort of invested time with and really enjoy watching the trajectory of their careers and helping them grow their businesses. And so I think the easiest way to like disconnect from your own business is to get involved with other people and with their businesses and to watch them and to help them and to learn from them. And so there's been a bunch of businesses that I've invested time into, a bunch of businesses that I've invested money into. One of the companies that I invested in recently called Liquid IV just sold to Unilever. It was a phenomenal exit. And the founder is this amazing guy. He's in his mid 20s. He's been working on this business for 8 years. He's incredibly humble. And so, when you get to talk to people like that on a daily basis or a weekly basis, it really keeps you grounded and makes you realize, hey, my world isn't just my business. My world is the people that I surround myself with.
That's awesome. Yeah, I have sat down years ago and friends with the founder as well, Liquid IV. So that'll go on my long list of companies that I did not invest in. They're doing extremely well. One of the other things about you and I that we do share is skills, knowledge, and desire. We have eclectic backgrounds that, if our parents, we would have told them, hey, this is what we're going to do and connect the dots backwards, they would have told us, doctor, lawyer, or failure. You and I both have always focused in on improving our skills, understanding, like you just said, the knowledge of what we know, but also who we know, and then aligning that with our own personal desires, even though we were probably under, and I'm going to speak for you, a little bit of pressure, at least from our families and friends, of what we should be doing.
Definitely.
Can, can you help entrepreneurs understand how important it is to focus on your own skills and knowledge and desire and not vote for what other people want?
You know, I went to law school myself. I was a lawyer for 2.5 years and really liked it, but I'd be living a very different life, and I think a less fulfilled life if I'd sort of taken the path that others had wanted me to take, as opposed to the one that I wanted to take. And there's this amazing commencement address by Steve Jobs in 2005 at Stanford. If you haven't listened to it on YouTube, I encourage everyone to listen to it. And he always talks about connecting the dots, and he says, you can never connect the dots forward. Like, you're not going to know where your life ends up, but if you're not willing to take any risks, you're not going to enjoy that life. And it's easy to see how they connect backwards. And so he really encourages people to take risks. He talks about this one story where he was going to a business meeting one night. And he's like, you know what? If I die tomorrow, I really don't want to have gone to this meeting. I wish I'd spent the night with the person who ended up being his wife, Lorraine Powell Jobs. And so he turned his car around and he's like, you know what? I'm going to go to dinner with Lorraine Powell Jobs just in case I die tomorrow, because I want that to be the last thing that I do. And I'm going to enjoy tonight doing that way more than I would going to this meeting. And so you got to enjoy what you do, and you're going to live a long time, and you don't want to work the same monotonous job, you know, day in and day out for 40, 50 years. And so I think it's all about being comfortable with risk taking and like sort of saying, hey, this is the life that I want for myself. And that may not be what my parents set out for me or what my friends have done. But it's the thing that's important for me. And I think you and I both have this experience, right? Like when you quit your first job as a lawyer, you know, all of your other friends are sort of more successful than you are. They go on and they continue to graduate up that, you know, career ladder, and they're making way more money than you are because you're trying to be an entrepreneur and start something new. And so it's really hard because they're like, I just bought this new house. I'm going to go on this amazing vacation. I'm going to buy this new car. And you're like, well, I don't know when my next paycheck is going to come. So, you know, you got to just have faith that the dots are going to connect themselves.
Yeah, that's cool. You know, my experience is a little bit different in the fact that everyone told me not to take my first entrepreneurial job in sales. And then when I made, you know, over $1 million in 9 months, they all wanted me to hire them. But the harder part for me was being an entrepreneur when I lost everything and I got the I told you so's, right?
Yeah.
Or even worse than I told you so's, I appreciated people that to my face, you know, gave me the I told you so. It's the ones behind my back that were talking schmack and making me feel, you know, bad about myself. And then I realized, you know what? I'm going to even, you know, make them more jealous. I'm going to make another $1 million with not within months, but within weeks, to show them the power of what I've learned and how secure what I do is. I don't need licenses and regulations. I can work in any state, country, being an entrepreneur that I want. Unlike, you know, as a lawyer, if I would have taken the bar and I decided to move to, you know, Arizona, it would have been major, right? I could go to Arizona tomorrow and start a business. No one's going to
Sure.
stop.
And I
So
also think you graduated to the next level, David, which is you don't need validation from those people any longer. You're your own source of validation. If they're like, I told you so, no problem. That doesn't affect my own satisfaction based
yeah.
on ourselves and not external validation from the people that we went to, you know, high school with.
And I think that's a really a superpower of, you know, Gary, a lot of kids love him because he has that superpower of not giving a shit what other people think. But there is a blend of all these things that we're talking about. You know, there's a blend of your skills, there's a blend of not caring, there's a blend of connecting the dots backwards and, you know, not going to a speech and going to dinner with, but in that blend is a prioritization of two things. One, the two realms that we live in, pragmatic and spiritual, what surrounds us and what surrounds us. And then this monetary and faith world. And I think it's important as two entrepreneurs that people, for whatever reason, look up to, that I blend it. You know, I make decisions all the time. I'm not doing that because I'm going to go play football in the stand with my son. But I also at times go, you know what? I'm going to that meeting. I'm not going to go play football in the sand with my
Sure.
son. And
Sure.
so did
Yeah.
Steve Jobs. So did Steve Jobs.
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, he said if you get up multiple times, like, you know, every day you get up and you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, I hate my job, it's probably time to quit. It's not like you get up and you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, you know what, I'm not going to have fun today. I'm not going to do anything that I was supposed to do. Like, there is this sense of like responsibility to yourself and your financial future and your financial career and your family and providing for people, and the responsibility to yourself and saying, you know what, I'm going to live for 50 more years. I don't want to just be a beast of burden that carries the weight and carries water so that other people have a happy life. I want that happy life as well. And how to strike the right balance, I think, is a constant battle that every entrepreneur struggles with. One of my favorite people to follow on Twitter, other than, one of my favorite people to listen to other than you, David, is a guy named Justin Kahn, who founded Twitch. And, he talks about how he started deriving satisfaction from himself and not from others. He founded a company that he sold for $1 billion to Amazon. And he sort of went through all of the same struggles that everyone else goes through, which is, I need to prove myself. I need to make money. I want to be happy. And then he's like, you know what? None of these things, like building businesses makes me happy, but like the act of building it makes me happy. I get my validation for myself. I need a work-life balance. He talks about giving up alcohol and meditating and keeping a 5-minute journal. And it really makes you realize that everyone goes through those problems. It's not like somebody has all of the answers and they've written them down. And, Jeff Bezos has this amazing life. Everybody goes through those same problems because everybody's human.
Right. I portray it as there's the same percentage of suck in everyone's life. And and the real winners are the ones that can find the light, the love, and the lessons, that in the suck. So as you said, I get up today, like I never get up and feel like I don't want to do this, because if I ever feel like I don't want to do something, then I search for the light, the love, and the lessons in it. And all of a sudden I want to do it. And if I can't find the light, the love, or the lessons in it, and that's my incapability, not the thing,
Sure.
then I may decide not to do it until I can. That's the only distinguishing in that blend. It's like, I got to take the trash. No, I don't. I get to take the trash out. Why? Because now I got an extra 10 minutes to think about what I want, extra meditation time. I can stretch. I'll take the trash out. My wife will see me. I have like these hip flexor. You get older, you get sitting man syndrome, right? So I do that hip flexor thing like this while I'm walking. My wife's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm finding the light. You told me to take the trash out. I'm finding the light in it because it's time for me. I can stretch some of my hip flexors while I'm doing it. And I don't care what anybody thinks of me. If they think I'm a peacock, so what?
That's a real superpower. Finding the joy and saying, hey, I'm going to take the trash out. What are the benefits that I can do right now? Like, what is the benefit of taking the trash out? I get to stretch. I get to get up. I spend 10 minutes by myself with my own thoughts. That's a real superpower you've got.
Yeah, and beyond that, it becomes a distinguished practice of how to vet what I'm doing, because, some things I'm incapable of finding light, love, and lessons, including some relationships. And then I can determine, what, if I can't find the light, the love, and the lesson, maybe this is one that, like Steve Jobs, I'm not going to find the light, love, and lesson in the speech. And I find so much light, love, and lessons in this woman. I think maybe I should turn around. Every once in a while, I do that. I turn around and say no. But I'm getting, the good thing about that superpower, I'm getting really good at it, so I can just really enjoy my life and feel so grateful and forgiving and accountable and inspired all through the day and even the night, which is what I'm trying to teach others, to empower them, which is why I love having you on as well. In your experience, my goal is to empower over 1 billion people to be happy. What are some of the lessons, or one of the lessons, that you could share with us to help people in your quest for just being plain happy?
Try and enjoy, try and enjoy the little things in your life, and like the people that you surround yourself with. I think everyone, when I was growing my business, and I feel like I fell into this trap where I was like, what, if I sell this business, I can be happy. I'm going to be able to buy a house. I'm going to be able to ensure that I can pay for my my kids' college tuition, all of those things. And it turned out that that financial satisfaction isn't what's going to make you happy. It's going to be the time that you spend with the people that you care about. And for me, when I look back upon Native, I say the happiest moments were the times where I really got to spend time with the people that worked at Native, and we got to bond over something, and we talked about the business, and we fell in love with the business, and we cared about each other, and we laughed with each other. And not necessarily the exit. I mean, don't get me wrong, the exit was fantastic, and I'm glad it happened, but that wasn't the culmination. When I look back on Native, the best part of it was the relationships that I formed, and not the exit, and not the sale. And so I hope people take a step back and sort of appreciate those relationships that they have, and they're proud of what they built. I think a lot of people who are building businesses or are entrepreneurs are sort of I need to work, I need to make this thing bigger, and don't take a step back and they're like, you know what, I've satisfied so many people. David, you said that your goal is to empower 1 billion people. Let's say you've already done that with 100 million people. What an insane, and you're 10% to your goal, which is still there's a lot of goal left, but 100 million people you've made happy. That's an absolutely fantastic thing. And I hope that you get to take a step back today and you sort of take pride in that, because not enough people are like, you know what I've accomplished has been fantastic.
Yeah, it means a lot to me. And I still, while you're talking, even get choked up because it means that much to me beyond all the cool things that you and I have been able to do in our careers, to me, I know I'm on the right path because it hits me emotionally when you even say it. Like, whether it's 10 million or 100 million, to me, I think about, wow, when I was growing up, 5-year-old, just the fact that one person their life would be better. And I'm sure you get those comments, all weekend long. People call, text, email, DM me about someone I've never met, something I put up there that changed their entire life. And that's truly so meaningful. Last thing real quick, I have my new show, 2-Minute Drill, got picked up by Bloomberg. We'll be filming November, December, and January. It'll probably launch in January, they said. I'd love for you to give, well, number one, I'd love for you to be a guest judge. So let's have a conversation
Oh,
off.
I love that. Yeah, sure.
But I'm doing a training on pitching this Friday. So, you've done a lot of pitches, but probably seen even more than you've done. Any advice for people that are pitching their business right now to raise money?
Yeah, I really like watching Shark Tank. It's a thing that I do with my family, and you get good at seeing pitches as well on Shark Tank. I think the real thing is try and put yourself in the shoes of the person who's listening to the pitch, and try and make it compelling to that person. Like, what are they interested in? What motivates them? I remember when we were actually trying to sell Native, we talked to the Unilevers and P&Gs and private equities of the world, and in each instance, we were like, what's going to make Unilever be interested in this deal? Unilever is really good at selling things internationally. How about we focus on that? P&G is really good at bringing things in stores domestically. How about we focus on that? When we talk to private equity firms, we talk a lot more about financials. Try and put yourself in the shoes of other people who you're making the pitch to, and make things compelling make arguments that are compelling to them. And each person might be specific, so you got to do your research.
That is awesome. Be more interested than interesting. One of the greatest entrepreneurs I know and friends. Moise, thank you so much for joining
Thanks so
in.
much, David. Really appreciate it. Congratulations on the Bloomberg thing. Talk to you soon.
Awesome. Thank you. Anybody just got to believe, got to do the work. And I saw here, Gemma, we are going to film virtually. So if you want to try out for the show, there's going to be great prizes for the winners. And it's going to be amazing. All you got to do is email me, david@dmeltzer.com, or join my text community, 949-298-2905. Those in my community will get first priority for trying out. Just so you know. So if you want priority to try out for the show, do it and join the community, 949-298-2905. What's up, Christian? Welcome. Good to see you. Let's take a couple questions while we are waiting here. We'll keep them coming. Thank you, everyone, for piling these in here. These are great. Good morning. Routines to start a successful day. I believe in having 2 routines. 1, a stable routine where what is planned is going to happen. And then 2, an adaptable routine, which is based off of the inventory of your values that you take, your non-negotiables. So, my routine starts at 4 a.m., which means my routine really starts last night. My tomorrow starts today. I always tell people 9 p.m. I have a wind down routine that leads into the 4 a.m. wake up for 20 minutes of meditation, 10 minutes to get ready, and then I work out. My adaptable routine has non-negotiables like a minimum of 1 hour a day to my health, a minimum of 30 minutes with my wife, a minimum of 30 minutes with my son, a minimum of 2 minutes a day with my kids. Remember, I'm saying minimum. I know a lot of people get, what do you mean just 2 minutes? No, a minimum of 2 minutes. I asked for 5, they gave me 2, and a minimum of 1 minute a day with my mom to tell her the 4 essential things that parents and children should tell each other. 1, I am healthy. 2, I am happy. 3, I appreciate you. And 4, I love you. The 4 things that parents and children should all share. We should share those with more people, but at least your parents and children, 4 things that you want to do. 2 routines, though, essential to what we do. Here we go. I want to be more effective speaker. What's the process of sequence you follow during your speeches? I keep a repository of lessons and stories, and then I categorize those by critical business issues, life issues, spiritual issues, emotional issues, financial issues. And then when I am approached to speak or I want to speak somewhere, I align the lessons and stories with an intro and a conclusion that are commensurate with what I'm teaching. People love stories, and then I practice. And when I'm done practicing, I practice some more. and I practice on my family, friends. I practice on IG. I practice on office hours. I practice on video. I practice. I want to be as comfortable clapping my hands on stage in front of 100,000 people as I am giving an hour and a half speech. I watch the greatest speakers that I know, most polished speakers that I know, the Tony Robbins of the world, the Joe Osteens of the world, incredible presenters that can tell stories and teach lessons and connect to people with credibility and emotional attachment and give quantitative value while they do it. So start by creating a repository, a list, whatever you have that will allow you to save all the lessons that you've learned in your journey and the stories that you want to teach. They can be real stories, made up stories, blended stories. The stories are just there to reaffirm and to connect on those lessons that we have. Looking here, our next live. Let's see if I have my friend from Sleek here. And looking here may not be a show. Anyway, I'll take a couple more questions. Monday, remember Friday, pitch competition. Join, learn how to pitch the perfect pitch. If you want to join, that'd be great. Advice for recent college grads. I have my first salary job, but not my new goals. All right, start taking inventory of your values every day. As you start a new job, take inventory of your values, personal values, experiential values. What do you want to experience today? Your personal values are your non-negotiables, love, integrity, character, whatever it may be. Your giving values and your receiving values. Take inventory and don't be afraid of changing and growing and codifying those changes and growth that occur that will allow you to accelerate in what you're doing. These experiences, especially college, they are unique and they are blessings. And if you take the light, the love, and the lessons to do so, we will do that. And you follow Tony Robbins. Yeah, sorry, ADD. Also, be humble, ask for help. That's my second piece of advice. Ask for help, be radically humble, ask for help. Find someone that sits in the situation that you want to be in and ask for help. How can you get better at pitching yourself to others when not confident? Practice pitching yourself to the people that you know already love you and care about you, and ask them for constructive criticism as you're pitching yourself. If you know yourself and you're happy with yourself and you love yourself, you'll have no problem pitching yourself. How's your sweet wife, David? Oh, she's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Happy, healthy, appreciates and loves me and vice versa. So I'm blessed. 23 years of marriage, and we just celebrated this month. So thank you for asking. Everyone should have one person, a liaison between them and everyone else. And mine is my wife. What does invest in yourself mean? Other people call that sacrifice. I call it investing in myself. And so anytime that I am doing something mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financial to improve myself, I'm investing in myself. So if we're here, cool. Let's take a few more questions and then we will get on our way. Friday trainings at 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern. If you've missed my trainings for the last 20 years, they are posted on Spotify, featured on Spotify. They are featured on Entrepreneur. You can find them there. Go there. They are free. If you want to get the links, just email me, david@dmeltzer.com. If you want to join the pitch competition or watch, please, david@dmeltzer.com, or join my text community, 949-298-2905. And it's anything. You could be pitching, like I said, a mom pitching her kid to eat broccoli to billion-dollar deals. I can handle it. I can teach you. I can help you. I can help share a vision. That's what life's about. Those lessons and stories, and sharing those lessons and stories in alignment with your values and theirs. What's one lesson you learned from football that you apply to business today? The biggest lesson that I learned from playing football from the time I was 7 till 22 in college is to enjoy the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential. Right? I was only born with a quantum potential as a football player, and that quantum potential, to me, I learned to reach as close to it as I could. And I thought, man, if I could do this with something I don't have great ability for, imagine what I could do with the gifts I've been given for things I do. That quantum memory is extraordinary for, like, speaking and teaching and motivating and inspiring and learning and processing. Imagine what I could do. You know, it's like playing at 6'5" and 195 pounds or whatever. I was born to do this, and I'm now enjoying the consistent, persistent pursuit of your potential. All right, let's go ahead and we will take the last question. How to stand out in a certain industry. In order to stand out in anything, you need to make yourself equal, then make yourself better. And that's what the get out and vote is about, making yourself equal by voting, right? We're all equal. We all have one vote. And then we can make ourselves distinguish and stand out by who we vote for, what we vote for. And then the aggregate, the collective consciousness, as we all have fought for, will be what's elected into our lives. It's so simple, but I want everyone to go out and express themselves and to utilize their genius by voting. And I want people to learn that, hey, we're all making ourselves equal. Then we're distinguishing ourselves. We are all Americans. Make ourselves equal, then make ourselves better. Make ourselves equal. That's how you stand out. Always start by becoming one first, and then showing your superpowers and how those superpowers can help others. It's okay to be different and to stand out, but you have to make sure that you secure the similarities and the unification and the oneness of everything together for all of us. All right, everyone. I'm looking forward to a big week. Please join us at the Perfect Pitch training on Friday. We'll have a pitch competition, the predicate of the 2-minute drill, Tuesday, 3 p.m. Get Out and Vote show with Dave McCourt and Meltzer. Get out and vote. Come and join me, 3 p.m. Pacific. If you miss any of them, they're all featured on Spotify. All featured on Spotify and Entrepreneur. Join me. If you missed anything, just email me. I'll give you the guides, the exercises, my books for free. David@dmeltzer.com. If you want to be in the text community, just 949-298-2905. Remember, most importantly, be kind to your future self and do good deeds. Have a great day. Thanks.